Welcome to the Auburn Volleyball Report. Unfortunately, it's our final volleyball report of the season as we talk it over with Tigers head coach Rick Knoll. Auburn finding out on Sunday it was on the outside looking into the NCAA tournament. Your initial reaction when you saw that the Tigers would not make the NCAA tournament this season?
Well, we're definitely disappointed. I think we were pretty confident that we were the type of team that could go in and do well. But it comes down. They've got a number of things that they look at, and we just didn't match up with what they were looking for.
Do you get the idea that the final match with Georgia was a make or break type of situation?
It's tough to say because it appears they went a lot by RPI, and that match isn't going to affect the RPI that much. So it may or may not. I mean, we talk to the kids. You can go back through a lot of matches and say that could be the one. We had a number that we feel like we could have won that didn't.
Right.
But at the same time, you can go through and we had some wins that we probably weren't expected to get. And really showed up and made a splash there. So, you can keep looking back and figure what was the one thing that changed it, but it's tough to do. We were proud of, I think, the season we've had, and that's all we can do.
You look at this season, and I know that the sting of not making the tournament probably is still there, but when you have a chance to reflect on this season, your program continued to make strides in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we started off, we're picked, I think, fourth in the West, and throughout the year we got better and had a chance there. We won the last game. We finished tied for winning the West. Although we've kind of eliminated that award now. But I think if you look at 10-8 in conference, if you had told us going into it that we'd finish there, first of all I would thought there's no way we wouldn't be still playing. But definitely a year we're very proud of. Made a lot of strides in a number of areas. Sweeping LSU. Obviously as a tournament team this year,
right.
And that's a big step for us. And a number of other wins that we've gotten. But as much as anything, just the mentality shift that we've seen within the team.
What do you attribute that to?
The mentality shift?
Right.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about just the things that we want to see when we get into pressure situations and how we want to respond. And, first couple of years, we just noticed that we play certain teams, and not that there wasn't an expectation to win, but if we didn't, it didn't seem to have a big effect. And this year there was, that changed. They went into every match expecting to win, and as much as anything, we talk a lot about the process and how we want to play. And if we didn't do that, if we didn't show up the way we knew we could, they were very disappointed. And I think that's a big step. It's not something you want to bring your team down. And I think what we showed, just a few different matches where maybe we didn't, might have gotten beat here and there, but we responded the next match, or we might have been in a game where we were down. And we started to make comebacks, and that's just a big step that we needed to make. And again, this year we had a number of opportunities and saw some great results when we.
If RPI was the determining factor, and at this point we simply don't know that, how can you change your RPI? What's the best way to change other than win?
It's all about who you play.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's the difference of, in my opinion, in this case, you could play a lot of, top 25 type teams, and, it's teams, how many wins are they going to get, and you're going to have a good RPI. Obviously, you've got to look at, the strength of your schedule, and you can do too much on your team. You've got
Sure.
to have some times where you can work to get better as well. But, I think in this case, it's a difference of, teams you're playing. If a team is ranked 200 in the RPI, has a decent record, that's what some teams we were going against had, and some of ours, they struggled, and then they ended up 250 or 275. It's those type of difference. It's not like it's a, match that, the teams are getting at large bids or should lose. It's not that situation. It's just a matter of a little bit better teams, a little bit better record by those teams, and that's the biggest way you can make a change. Unfortunately, you wish it was all on you,
Right?
And again, there's parts of it that are on us. If we win a number of the games that I think we could have, then it's probably tough to ignore.
Right. You lose about half of your squad. This was an enormous senior class.
Mm-hmm.
How do you overcome that next season? I know you've got a big class coming in.
Yeah, I mean recruiting. It's everybody goes through that. I mean, obviously this is a huge class for us, all very involved in what we do. But we've got a good group that's coming in, and I think can help us in a lot of areas. The people who are returning will step up and have some different roles, and we're excited about the future. Again, we think we've got great kids coming in, but also a little sad about what we're losing.
Look at some postseason awards. They're starting to come out, and one for Camila Jerzanski, right?
Yeah, she was named All-SEC today, as well as Scholar Athlete of the Year, which is a great award.
Sure.
I mean, Camila has been a double major in polymer and fiber engineering and electrical engineering.
Two easy ones, right?
Yeah, it's one of those. I could never help her if she needed to study. We could be definite of that, but I just think it shows a lot of the dedication she's had doing that. Basically in a foreign language.
Right.
That just says a lot. So really proud of her for those.
What's the next step for your program? What is? I mean, as you look to the future, as you look to that 2014 season, what is the next step for this program at this point?
Well, I mean, we've got to keep moving forward. We've got, as we said, a good group coming in. Recruiting-wise, we've started competing against, I think, the top teams in the conference of the type of kids that we're getting, and I think that's a big step. We've got to continue that and keep finding that next player that can come in and make a difference. And I think as much as anything, if you do that and then continue to improve, the mentality of the team. To where the expectation is where you want it to be, then you can keep moving forward. But proud of where we are so far, but obviously a long way to go.
Appreciate the visit, not only today but all season long, and look forward to that 2014 season.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Tigers head coach Rick Nold in our Auburn Volleyball Report.